Welcome back. I found a quote from an unknown source that I think speaks to what we've been talking about today. It says, quote, "Parents should never have to bury a child. The human heart was not made for such heartbreak," end of quote. For parents grieving the loss of a child or a surviving sibling, the Compassionate Friends is an excellent organization that is a great resource. My guests are Pamela Hagins, Roy Davis, and Aubrey Dickerson, who have all received the services of TCF and now work with the organization. And before we went to the break, we were talking about the monthly meetings that you have where people can come and meet with other families who may be bereaving. And when I talk about who Compassionate Friends serves, we're talking about people who've lost a child, a grandchild, or a sibling. So that's who typically you have there in the meetings. Roy, if you would talk about a little bit about what kinds of things you do and talk about at the meetings.
We bring in speakers and grief experts that have experienced losses. We share experiences. Our next meeting, which is Sunday coming up, is experiences at conference. We're going to tell people what we did at conference, at national conference. It's just informative, and it's usually a 5 to 10 minute, maybe up to 20 minutes. We have Ask It Basket where people submit questions and ask a panel of people, how did you deal with the first birthday after the loss of your child? How do you deal with the holidays? Mm-hmm. In November, we have a special meeting that we generally do for how to handle the holidays, mm-hmm. or October. We also, in June, we have the balloon release, where we have a balloon release where we all write little notes to our children and we send them off in a picnic. And at Christmas time, our December meeting, we have a candle lighting ceremony where we mention the child's name and light a candle in memory of our child.
Wow. So where do you typically meet?
We meet at the American Builders and Contract. It's off Elm Hill Pike. It's 1604 Elm Hill Pike. It's every second Sunday of the month, and they're stand-in. And as I told you, there are over 600 chapters of the Compassionate Friends across the states, and they're in 30 other entities in other countries affiliated with us. So if there's something going on and you know of a family member in a different state, you can go online, look up the Compassionate Friends, type in a zip code, and they will tell you where a local chapter is. So there, as Roy mentioned, the monthly meetings, there's a different theme for each meeting, and there may be a very structured program for 45 minutes, and we break out into small groups. So new people that are coming in the door can talk about their loss. And it's amazing because the Nashville chapter, we have anywhere from probably 20 families coming in, which is sad and hard to hear. But thank goodness there's a place.
We generally have about 50 people attend our meetings.
Yes. Wow. There's a place where you can come in and talk. So we meet every second Sunday. It's a stand-in date in all the chapters across the U.S. They have a stand-in, whether it's a Thursday or Wednesday. You don't have to wonder where you're going to be or if they're having a meeting in place. It's a stand-in time, and we meet at 1604 Elm Hill Pike every second Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m.
That is really good to know. And whether it's you've had a recent loss or maybe your loss dates back a few years, it's not anything that has a time limit on it. Grief doesn't have a time limit, and I'm sure you all get just as much out of these meetings as the very first one that you ever attended. And I'd like to hear this from all of you. What does it feel like leaving the meeting? How do you feel leaving the meeting? How does it feel afterwards?
I generally feel good. I mean, it's kind of a warmth. It's such a warm place. It's emotional, so you can be kind of drained leaving because you kind of let yourself be vulnerable with the things you're feeling, where, as Pamela said, maybe out in the greater world you kind of don't show that to everybody who's not ready to see it or doesn't want to deal with it, or it makes them feel uncomfortable. So this is a place where we're willing to look each other in the eye and let you feel those feelings. So sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but not in a sense of I wish I hadn't done that, in a relief. And it's very warm, as I said. It's just people love you. You feel like something special happened.
Yeah. Do you ever go through those moments when you think to yourself, I'm looking forward to the next meeting because I really want to see how I need to deal with this?
I do. I look forward to our time of coming together, just that community. I know that it's safe, and even if I don't have a lot of talking to do, I can hear someone else's story. And you had mentioned in terms of people on their journey, the time length, if you've lost a child or sibling or grandchild and it's been years, the doors are still open, and there are many people that, for instance, that started our chapter, David and Peggy Gibson, that started it 30 years ago. They come, not so much that they need that, they've learned the navigating skills, they're trying to bring other people along. So there are people there that come every Sunday. They've learned to live on this journey, and they found happiness and hope and their laughter. And so we do share with people coming in the first time. You will hear laughter at the meetings. You will hear us talk about our children or chide with one another. But that is not to take their loss and not be sincere about it or sensitive to the matter, but we hope they will find their voice, that they will find their laughter, and we can all remember. I remember when I first laughed, I had to turn and look, did that really come from me? And then I felt guilty. And then all these emotions going on. So there are people there to help guide others. Aubrey's fairly new on her journey. I'm only 6 years out. I still, have things that I struggle with, but I know when I go there are other people that have, they've crossed those road marks and navigated. Recently we had someone, what do you do when your child's been gone longer than they lived? That's another milestone. I will have to face that, but there are people out there that I can watch. They're making it. I can make it.
Oh, wow, that is a good point. We're going to have to take another break. But you all are just, thank you for opening up your hearts, and we want to hear more, because there may be some other folks out there that are experiencing exactly what you've gone through and are going through, and we want to hear more. So stay right where you are, and you stay right where you are. We'll be right back.